Some people want to talk down twin flames or make you believe maybe that there is no such thing or that you shouldn't be with your twin flame. It's a catalyst. Go be with someone else, the easy person. But the truth is that if you are someone who is on the twin flame journey, it doesn't really separate you from someone who is not, in that that person doesn't have a twin flame. It's just that they have not yet either discovered or embraced the twin flame journey for themselves on some level. And of course, like everyone can have their own opinion about that, but there is a lot of evidence to suggest not only just like within twin flames, people who believe in it, who are on the path, but also just in everyday life and how things work, that if something, tends to be true for a lot of people, then like does that play out as a pattern for everyone? And so let me just like show how that is with twin flames, where some people believe that there's only special people who have, an ultimate twin flame lover, and everyone else, I guess, has something else or could be with anyone. And you can see how that doesn't really make sense, because then it would really be separating some people from others. And yeah, I mean, if that's something you really deeply believe, I would just invite you to look at that, because there's really nothing that separates, one person from another. And so, I mean, you can just feel how that's true socially, I think. Of course, like there's a lot of different personalities, there's a lot of differences in people. There's the feminine and the masculine energies and all of these things. So, yeah, there are differences, but they're not the kinds of differences that create some kind of weird hierarchy that would actually, it would just be weird. Like that would be weird. So if something seems like weird, then there's just either a piece of that information that's missing or it's altogether false or something. I mean, like logical things just make sense. They're seamless. So for twin flames to come together, all it takes is just believing that and doing the steps that it would take to get there. And even if you believe that your twin flame is like not on Earth at this time for some reason or something like that, then like there's also the idea that life is eternal. If that is something that you again can believe in, then you would see how like you and this person are going to be together. You already are together. And so you still work towards that if that's something that your heart desires. And you have to surrender, because sometimes things do present themselves differently than how you originally were feeling or thinking about the situation. So you just want to be aware that as you go on the twin flame journey, if someone's trying to throw you off or tell you things that sound, really bizarre, then you don't really need to like get involved in all of that. I mean, the twin flame journey is, on the other hand, weird enough as it is, if you will, because like it's different than what you're taught. It's not really that it's weird, it's just like, we are taught like we're individual people. You can kind of, maybe choose who you want to marry, your life partner. And in some ways that could make sense, but it doesn't really, and it really feels awful. And you see how that plays out in real life. And you see, like, then where would the concept of just like having, that one person even come from if it weren't really true? Because, like, what would be the point of that? And so, there's really something already there in your soul design that really is already vibrating at that level, and then also yearns for that, because like you want that sense of completion in your reality, like otherwise you just wouldn't worry about it. But you want like the whole experience, because that's a way to ascend and experience being with God as well, and to also clear any separation from your consciousness that might be causing dissonance and creating things in your reality or our shared reality that we don't actually want. So that's a really good incentive to be on the twin flame journey too. So those are just like a few points about how everyone has a twin flame, and it's safe to be on the twin flame journey and to embrace it and to move towards being with your twin flame. It's actually not an ungrounded thing, even though, yeah, I was talking about lifetimes and a few different things, touching on them, but actually it's almost just like you're resisting something that's like completely normal. It's like you're just with the person that you're supposed to be with. And yeah, of course, things are going to come up. You're going to be, things are going to be mirrored because that person and you are really so incredibly close in a way that uh, you don't experience that with anyone else. Although you can be very close friends with a lot of people. You can be very close with your family. You can be really close, well, with your pets too, and things like that. But with your twin flame, it's different. It's romantic as well. And it's like something that you're really truly experiencing together. Like you're not gonna like go veer off and be on your own in truth. So then, like the telepathy, the things come into play where people are like, that's kind of weird. And well, the thing is that yeah, you can have sometimes experiences with other people who are not your twin flame as well. So all of that can be a little jumbled and is not like a for certain way to tell if someone is your twin flame. So you really also have to, you have to live your own experience of it and compare it to like the information that is grounded and, logical and spiritually makes sense. And, see how your own personal journey aligns with that. And maybe you have something to add, to the picture. There's nothing wrong with that, too. Like your individual journey is going to reveal something really cool, like it's like when you go to a party and there's anyone there that's of interest or a cool couple, even if they're quiet, even if they're not well known, you want to talk to different people, you want to get to know about them, unless you're really antisocial. And that is like the nature of you and your twin flame. Like you are naturally of interest to other people, and your story is going to matter, especially like this day and age where it's still very new and somewhat like there's certainly some resistance, let's be real, to the idea, but there's also a lot of embracing it and more of that, or at least an openness to it. And then there's the people who aren't, or who are gonna, find a reason to put it down, and that's just fine. I mean, that goes with anything. It doesn't have to be anything like, you can think it's like, because you're deciding that you want to do the twin flame thing. But if that's what you're experiencing with someone, take it as a blessing, for a really like clear reason to have a healthy boundary. And that's okay too. So, yeah, like the more that you cultivate, healthy relationships in your life, whether or not people, you don't need to tell everyone about twin flames or whatever spiritual stuff you're doing. Some people are just not that interested, or maybe people are even on their own journey, but still they're not really like approaching it in that way. It's just more like if you're, the people that support you and put you first before like even, your ideas or your whatever, whether they think they're weird or not, because like, that's just like what relating really is. It's that unconditional love, and that's something that, your twin flame journey does teach you as well, and being with your twin flame literally does teach you that too. So that's going to be it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, and I will catch you in the next video.